Okay, folks, this is Vision Online TV, and we are coming to you live from the National Elections Commission, where we see Honorable Musa has ability in the Young fractions right here.
Honorable, I'd like to say welcome to the media.
Thank you. Okay, so we are here concerning the case from NEC. What was the outcome of the ruling from NEC today?
I think you are aware that we have a youngly gang of people were going around saying that they represent the Liberty Party, they are the actual officials. Obviously, being law-abiding people, we want to let to complain that these people are going around saying that they are Liberty Party officials and they are not. So when we laid a complaint, instead of responding to our complaint, they went and filed a motion to say we are not the legitimate leaders of the Liberty Party and they are the legitimate leaders of the Liberty party and the constitution we are relying on is no longer in existence. So obviously our lawyers resisted that, and the motion was ruled on today, and NEC has said that as far as
my fellow citizens and lovers of freedom in Liberia, a few weeks ago I made a statement regarding Alan White, the special court former representative. I informed you that Alan White was an international gangster, and I mean that. I just got off the telephone line with the former SSS director, Benjamin Yetan. Benjamin Yetan informed me while we were discussing, because I sent him a copy of the tape that I did against Alan White. And Benjamin said to me, he said, "Chief, let me tell you, this Alan White man was on the private jet that was hired along with Harrison Kanwe to come and influence the Togolese government to kidnap me. They were in the process of kidnapping me when I observed him and on Kanwe, and I said, "Lee Harrison," I spoke in my dialect to Harrison. I said, "Listen, this is what you people are planning, so I'm not going." And the security officials of the country he was in at the time refused to even respond to that gangster Alan White request, because he made the request through the security, the national security, and they had denied it. And still, he came into the country with a private jet to kidnap the former SSS director. This is the type of international gangsterism and crime. Alan White should be before a tribunal for international kidnapping and gangsterism. This is clear-cut. If a court or an institution wants an individual anywhere in Africa, they would institute the proper measures to have that person sent. But not to have a gangster go and take international taxpayers' money, lie to them. I'm certain that he used the ICC budget to hire a private jet to fly himself and Harrison Kanwe to Togo, and to go and kidnap Benjamin Yetan. This is the quality of man that we are dealing with here. They're trying to discredit our national leaders and trying to interfere in our judicial system when he has no respect for judicial system. I have mentioned, and I repeat, and we're doing a lot more research on Alan White activities. We understand something from Nigeria, which we'll be getting from Abuja in a few days.
Happening to the economy. They are destroying the economy. They are very complicit, in my view. They are very inept. They are very unqualified, incompetent. You bring a bunch of people, put them there because they're from Europe or America or wherever. They are sitting there making fat salaries. The poor Liberian workers are there not getting correct salary. They're even slicing their salaries, cutting it down. These people live large, going to hotel, going for vacation and everything. They have it. And what are they giving us? Zero. Zero. I'm a business person myself. A business entity cannot be satisfied with almost 50% of your profit going to electricity bill. Because they don't have a way of controlling the electricity. Everyone is stealing electricity. They cannot handle it. They charge you and myself, who are paying all of the losses that they are not capable of solving because they are so incompetent. Since when you take your salary, you drink all your salary, you squander it, go back home, there's $600 you need to get the family, you don't have it, so then you tax all of us here in the radio station, say, all of y'all got to pay my money so I can carry home because I have to carry that. What's wrong with that? Why should it be? Get nowhere in the world, any entity that has this business, they will protect their business. They will ensure that these steps are curtailed and corrected and taken to court. But you sit down here, and point in time, all these ambassadors came and joined with them and practically insulted all of us in Liberia. And say, yeah, oh, you guys are all thieves. That's what they said in short. But you sitting down with a bunch of incompetent people at LEC, and this kind of NGO international donor cooperation towards certain like electricity, it's not going to work.
What could be done next?
Privatize it.
You think it needs to be privatized?
Get these guys out, put it on the market, privatize it. Do you hear any noise coming from Orange or Lone Star, MTN? These people are privatized. They're going about their business. These gas stations, I think, in this country, they want to shoot them, but their gas stations are open. They're running. They supply. The rice is being supplied. Food. Get these guys out of Liberia. They are not correct. They are not correct. Start a debate now. You see what I'm doing by bringing this CPP debate to the people? I'm now trying to start a new trend where the people themselves can take charge of their destiny. Do not subject your livelihood, your survivalhood to in the hands of 2-3 people who may be putting their own ego before your interest. Today we have this situation where the government must make sure they privatize LEC. Let these people come and put their hundreds of millions in here, revamp the system, and protect it and make their money. Our citizens are begging for meters. You can't get meters. They are buying stolen meters all around. The lines are down. You can't get LEC people to go there. You got to pay them money before they go on the lines to do it. They are blowing up all of our appliances. I own small hotels and you blow up everything. And then you still have to be buying it, and still paying them one of the highest rates in the entire world. Get these people out. Let's go back to something serious.
Former Maryland County Senator John Ba.
We are ready.
That's the voice of the Grandmaster in the back.
Babena, Clara Kena, we enter to go, Magapu Emma, and Tata Electbe, is and Tata, they are over.
Grandmaster, you the one gave your order. You gave three
that one we do. Oh, we do. Nale. Now you out. Now you out. Nale. Any do we, ma? Any go Obama. It is Pama. It is Obama. When I forget about it, Toruna. Anyone I just glug, and she boy, I'm like, oh, Nale. Now you got Yeti. Now it's Jah. Now, Razzie. It is with you, ma. Book. Nale. Winnie, a winnie. Who know now? Nuru Siama, Zawal Sigama. Nuru Siama, Zal Sigama. Sa, Mina, win and a bonnet no. Ever for Ben now. First, I went in with you there. And Teva and water to go. To go now, my was a chill Bumba. Nale. And it's more with you, ma. And what you will lay.
I got caution.
Galaka will go with you. The master,
What we are done, we the landlord and the grandmaster, what we are done in Lufa, that people can't do, today we can see our son seated, we can't get any leadership. Lufa is cheated. Lufa has nobody to speak for them. Only one senator. In all countries, all the 15 countries, all the countries are equally represented. But why Lufa is not represented?
Well, first, there's a few. Follow the Grandmaster voice.
My friend and brother, how you doing?
Abi, thank you, my brother. I will do this later. When you ask me how I'm doing, sometimes the question is asked and it appear and sound very simple, but it's very important. And I appreciate it, by the way. I'm doing great. I'm so grateful, you know, to my God and the only God that I serve. So far, so good. I'm doing okay. And I expect nothing but authentic, fascinating, and informative conversation tonight. That's what I expect from from you and from our audience. Before we go further, let me do my small commercial. Mr. CEO, permit me do so, okay?
Now go ahead.
Just so you know, our audience tonight are in a different suit, right? I represent Lofa County tonight, okay? Just so you know. And because of the topic under consideration tonight, I'm going to be moderate. I'm not going to vibrate too much tonight, just so you know. But I'm not going to be like the Grandmaster anyway, because I cracking too. Okay, the Grandmaster and the elder, they don't crack it, but me, I cracking. After this, tomorrow morning, I'm cracking. So tonight again, we are come to let you know our people, our immigrant business is still here, affordable and quality family-based immigration services. If you want to file for your uncle, for your mom, for your pa, for your children, for your wife, and for your husband, and you want to do fiancé visa for your best friend to come to America, contact us, the KMC team. Our numbers are 267-648-8012 and 701-620-7009. We can also help with life insurance. We are licensed to do so. And we can do auto insurance referral. We can also help you with your not contested divorce. Maybe things are not working and both parties agree to go their separate way. So I will come back before we end this show tonight. Tonight is another fascinating topic. But in the meantime, let me give my brother a chance to do his intro. And I'm very positive he's going to go back to me, okay? That's the CEO. Right now, we got CEO here too, yeah. And I want to spoon to get CEO. We got Braga CEO. You see a t-shirt on? Mr. Kamara, back to you.
Thank you. Anyway, thank you. As for me, I've been doing quite all right. I mean, we cannot complain. The life, every day you take it little by little, because you don't know what the next hour will be. So as for me, I'm doing quite okay. I'm doing all right. I tell God, thank you for the life that you have given me. But like you said tonight it's all about Samukai. Tonight, that was the reason why I was able to play you the Grandmaster clip, so you guys can be able to see. Is it that the Grandmaster thing that the Grandmaster said way back? Is it that it is coming to reality, or what is happening? Back to you.
Some of our audience are saying I call the number so fast. Maybe I'm not drinking the American water too, so it miss. Or the Lofa County way of talking and then the American way of talking. So, okay, let me go by and call it very slow, okay? The numbers are for KMC. KMC stands for Kangoma Multi Services Consulting, okay? 267 648 8012. 267 648 8012. 701 620 7009. 701 620 7009. I hope that is okay now. So call on us, not this time, call us anytime. We are waiting to offer you free consultation. If you commission us to work for you, then you have to pay us small money, very affordable amount to do your paperwork for you. And you can be any part of this country. You can even be in Liberia. Your girlfriend here will work it out, okay? We know what to do, and we are authorized, legally registered to do what we are doing, just so you know. So no need to worry about that. So now let's go to the issue. Folks, when we go to work in the morning, some of us are working in the morning and maybe doing 8 hours, sometimes 10 hours. Some people do 16 hours. Some people do 12. We come and sit here. We got work to do. Okay, we got serious work to do, just like you. But Mama Liberia needs to improve and needs to get better. And the only way that country is going to get better, we need to have a quality, authentic, and empirical leadership style. That's what we need. And that quality, authentic, and empirical leadership must come from the top, based on our system of government. Tonight, you don't see me in military canine fatigue. I temporarily disarmed tonight. I temporarily disarmed tonight intellectually. I am a real Lofa County close tonight. We will not resort into going to where we went 1989. We will use our intellectual soldiers or militancy to disarm political novices, political maneuverers, to make sure their behavior change to the wishes of the people, as enshrined in Article 1 of the Liberian Constitution. Whatever we are doing here and the rest of the people are doing, thank God for social media technology and smartphone. Now we can stay right here in our little corner and communicate directly with our government and our people. And you know what? If you think this conversation is not doing nothing or other conversation not doing anything, you are mistaken. If we're not making progress today, yesterday, Liberian time, just Weah will not come out to change the kangaroo conviction that was done by the Supreme Court of Samukai. Before we go further, I want to read the Constitution to you before we go to the text of the president, okay? We want to make sure we give you the information that is required by law. So we're not just saying it, but we are doing it. Again, this is 1986 Liberian Constitution. I think you can see it right there. Okay, if you see it, go, just listen. Under Article 59, presidential pardon, okay? The president may remit any public forfeitures and penalties, suspend any fines and sentence, grant reprieves and pardons, and restore civil rights after conviction for all public offenses, except impeachment. Except, meaning the only area the president does not have power is when you are impeached by the House of Representatives and convicted by the Senate, like the case of Kabina Janet. So the president got no story in that one. But let's go to the presidential statement. AB, you got it right?
Nah,
But let me just see. I got it on my phone. Just few seconds. Y'all give me a few seconds. I want us to establish what's going on right there. There is a contradiction there, but we'll go slow with it tonight because we are human beings. People can make mistakes.
But you think the president made a mistake?
I think so.
Okay.
So, folks, y'all listen. Y'all listen to the Constitution, right? For immediate release, okay? The president of Liberia, this is a press statement from the office of the president signed by the Deputy Minister for Public Affairs, Minister of Information, Culture, and Tourism. The president of Liberia, pursuant to Article 59 of the 1986 Constitution, which I just read, which vests in him the power and authority to grant reprieves, suspend fines, sentences, and pardon anyone convicted and sentenced for a crime has, with immediate effect, ordered the suspensions of the 2 years prison sentence imposed on Mr. Brownie J. Samukai following his conviction by the Honorable Supreme Court of Liberia, with the proviso that he, Brownie J. Samukai, they can't even spell the mango. These people. Will work with the Ministry of Justice to enter a stipulation for the full settlements of the armed forces of Liberia money. The president has directed the Minister of Finance and Development Planning, MFDP, to make full payment of the outstanding balance of the AFM money while Mr. Samukai is going through the stipulation payment agreement. As Liberians joyously, celebrate 200 years of existence as a nation and people, the president has further directed the Minister of Justice and Attorney General to submit to his office a list of persons to be pardoned during these festive celebrations. The president has also called on all Liberians to reconcile their differences and transform Liberia into a haven of peace. Good job. Okay, Deputy Minister Topo, by the way, Topo is my buddy, okay? Jawa Topo. My people, y'all see it? Y'all hear what the Constitution says? Y'all hear what the press statement says? There's a big contradiction, okay? But tonight we'll go slow because we stay few. We human beings, we can make mistakes.
Okay.
We can make mistakes, including the president.
Okay.
And I consider it they made a mistake. Even the Samukai is misspelled in there, but they made a mistake too.
Okay.
We are not English people. And by the way, Samukai is not an English name anyway. Okay? It's a traditional, quote-unquote, African name. Okay? But the point here is, under 59, the Constitution says restore civil rights. Not singular, but plural. Civil rights. So this is a contradiction. Samukai is making stipulation through the Ministry of Justice to pay this money back, the bonus money, because he actually pays them. But the Supreme Court said the indictment was a bucket indictment, initially convicted in the lower court, so they cannot separate him from the two defendants. Okay? So, the law of not the law of stipulation, but the law of restitution. Mr. Kamara and I, we ate money. We ate somebody money or we ate government money and I process through the court or through the police and we go to court and we are guilty. So according to legal minds, the law of restitution does not cover everybody. Like one person should be responsible for it. No. The law of restitution is that the share that I consume and the share that Mr. Kamara consumed should be responsible for that share. I should be responsible for that share. My share, excuse me. So we told you on the platform the last time, Samukai and his legal team and the friends of Samukai decided to rally around to raise the money based on that law or that statute, whatever it is. I'm now a lawyer. The law of restitution. Would they pay the money to the Supreme Court through the sheriff office? The court accepted it. 6 months later, they say Samukai didn't pay no money, or he paid money, but he didn't pay all the money, so the disability stands, so he cannot take his seat. Thank God for our advocacies. All of us, not just 2 of us here. The story start to change little by little. Even though we are political activists, but we also believe in behind-the-scenes consultation and diplomacy. And I'm very positive there are people involved, besides what we are saying here, behind the scene, telling the president to lead better. And honestly speaking, President Weah can actually make a U-turn though. Even though next year is election, it is possible. He can make a U-turn, especially celebrating 200 years of existence as a country that have been marked by dishonesty, massive corruption, division, disunity, and you name it. So we can use this moment as saying we, in a constructive manner and positive manner, we the people, we don't need to rally around the president and the government. The government need to rally around us because we are the people. By stop using our resources and our money to abuse us, to devour us, to induce us. If the Constitution says all rights restored, and the president's statement quoting Article 59, granting executive pardons to Samukai and others to follow based on the Minister of Justice listing to be submitted to his office. Why Samukai not taking his seat? Why Samukai have to pay another money? You said the minister of finance should pay the balance money, outstanding money. But you are also telling the public that Samukai should work with the Ministry of Justice to do stipulation of full settlement of the balance. Then what the other people going to pay? The other 2 court defendants. My people, you're pulling your thinking cap. You're putting them on. I hope Mr. McGill and the rest of the people that prepared the press statement, he made a mistake. I'm not too sure they made a mistake. And I'm very positive the president is not going to take back the pardon. And for sure, under the Constitution, the president, only the president of the Republic of Liberia has that power. If the president is not going to take back his pardon, then of course Samukai should be seated. Election Commission should certificate Samukai with immediate effect because he has been pardoned. All rights, civil rights restored. My people. So, where we are now, for the Abraka Talk Show, if you are somebody that follow us, constantly, every time we have the opportunity to come here, you will get to know tonight, it's kind of like harmonization. That's not CDC harmonization. We're having peace talk. Small ceasefire. Even though I say got some kind of green in the close here. Okay? small ceasefire. We want to see, based on media analysis, other legal minds that are getting involved, that understand the Constitution better than we do. The president will go back, or whoever prepared that press statement will immediately effect to relook at it and go through Minister of Justice, like they said already, and correct the mistakes that are already been made. We told you yesterday or last night, under 37 Liberian Constitution 1986, the Senate does not have the authority to declare that seat vacant in the first place.
Okay.
The Senate has the authority to declare the seat vacant if there was death, resignation, or expulsion, to expel member of that body. That's the only authority there. And you know why? Constitution all over the world will not have everything embedded in this. Some of it will get out. The framers of the Constitution at that time, 1984, this Constitution, they did not think that a Liberian citizen will win election and will not be allowed to take their seat. So nothing there for that. That if somebody is elected in their country and they will not take their seat because of A, B, C, and D. So nothing there. But for sure, somebody could resign for whatever reason. Somebody could die. And somebody could be expelled. They knew that. So they created Article 37. So the political maneuvering needs to stop. And we need to be real about it. When you use constitutional framework to pardon somebody, that pardon should be holistic, honest, and sincere. But you pardon somebody, you say go make stipulation to do payment, and you tell Minister of Finance you don't pay the banner money, then what the man making a stipulation for? Then why the man not taking his seat? If we already pardon him, he's a free man, just like me. It'll be back to you. Let me stop there. Let me now hold my host hostage.
You know, there's something, the presidential pardon, I'm looking at it for different angle. I think we don't need to be ungrateful. We don't need to be unjust. We need to thank the president. The president needs to be thanked. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you to Mr. President for allowing Mr. Samukai to not be imprisoned. Thank you for that. You know, when I say this thing, this was a terrible mistake done by Nathaniel Follow McGill. This was a terrible mistake done by Nathaniel Follow McGill. Because when you talk about Article 59, you are talking about restoring the person's right. If the person was imprisoned, for the person to be a newborn, for the person to be a new breed, that's what Article 59 says. Yes. But the problem about it is that the reason why Mr. Nathaniel McGill, I strongly believe that he could not have answered that question which was posed to him, and which of course you guys will listen to, which was posed to him by the journalist, whether Mr. Samukai would take his seat. And Mr. Nathaniel McGill's response was, the House of Senate had already announced.
And so what?
Which was a terrible mistake. So for me, I am telling the president thank you, number one. Number two, for the president need to come to look at that press statement and make the necessary correction, the necessary injection, because from the minute you think the president of the republic just made that public announcement, or that just made a public statement as yesterday, you think the pressure now came from somewhere? You think so? Because President, we are having people in the diaspora and other places that he can listen to. But for me, I will not dent on the president tonight. Because number one, the president was not the one directly who made the pronouncement. It was through Nathaniel Follow-McGill. And the president was not in the country. So for that, I must tell the president, thank you, number one, for pardoning on Brownie for his imprisonment. Now, when you say that somebody, when you say Article 59, that means Brownie is not supposed to pay no money. That means that press statement, what Nathaniel Follow-McGill issue, that press statement having a serious dent to it. Number one, the president, whenever the Article 59 is been issued, whether the person who $1 million, that $1 million is for or against. But for the fact that Nathaniel Follow-McGill said that they will communicate with Ministry of Finance for them to be able to pay the remaining balance, then come back to the press statement saying that they will negotiate with Justice Ministry, or Justice Ministry should be. I strongly believe that's a big contradictions, and which of course I strongly must agree with my co-host. But you know, I love play you the press statement.
Invite to the stage the Minister of State for Presidential Affairs, Honorable Nathaniel Follow-McGill, who will speak to the media on national issues. Mr. McGill.
Thank you very much, Mr. Deputy Minister of Information and Public Affairs. I would like to thank the media on behalf of the President, firstly for the people of Liberia for their support and turn out the show at the celebration settlement of the aid of the armed forces of Liberia soldiers money. However, considering that the President knows that the AFL people will now wait for Mr. Samukai to fully pay the money before they receive their money, the President has, with immediate effect, ordered the Minister of Finance to make, and the Minister of Defense to work together in making sure that full payment of the outstanding balances belonging to the soldiers or to the AFL money is settled between the Weah people as of this order. At the same time, the President realizing that as we celebrate our 200 years, which is a remarkable year, the President has ordered the Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Republic of Liberia to submit to his office a list of 500 persons who are currently in detention who will be pardoned as a way of our national youth crisis. The President has called all Liberians to use this 200 years, as he always said, to make up and mend our differences, reconcile our differences, unite for the good of our country. I think we'll take 5 questions.
Please come this way. Please call your name, your institution. 5 questions, please. So the 5 of you just be in the queue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cut off a point. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Minister, my name is Henry Kambo, and I work for Front Page Africa. What does this mean for Mr. Samukai? Does it mean he's going to take his position at the legislature? And 2, the 500 presidents, you said the president has requested that additional 500 president names be forwarded for similar for
people who are currently in jail. And you know the jail, the prison company is over there.
So what are the categories of people in terms of crimes? So the issue with Mr. Samukai, does it mean he's going to the legislature?
Well, the legislature already acted on the issue of the seat. The president speaks directly to the issue, the order is direct to that. The president suspended the president, Samukai was happy with the deal. Samukai will be like, why you said that's the order.
Thank you. My name is Fafle Kamara. I work for UNPC. Why the clearance at this time?
The president believes that the best way to put it on is now to let people be the president of man of peace. The president believes this year, as the board of all Liberians should reconcile the principle. He believes that the children is left to get their money. And so the best way to get their money, not only because some of them are there, the president has always done this, not because the time is better than this is what the time is doing. And not only the process, the president has made decisions.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. My name is Samukai from Spawn TV. We still go back to the file that has to do with Honorable Samukai and the people of Lofa County. You just made mention that the legislation how to make a decision on the issue involving the sick day. So with this proclamation by the President, what should the people of Lofa County expect? Because I know when the President visited Lofa County, there were a lot of consultation, and one of the issues that was raised has to do with their seat being vacant by their son.
Well, you know, the president will always emphasize what is in constitutional what is in the president. The issue of the seat is not in the president, the president is dwelling in the president legislature. The legislature declare the seat vacant, and the people of Lofa County will have.
You know, Natana Falomage is a flunk. Natana Falomage is a flunk. And I strongly believe that the president will come to debunk that statement that came from Natana Falomage Get him off. Because look, when they talk about clemency, presidential clemency, it means that everything that you have on you have been dropped. To restore your fundamental right. Is Natana follow my gaze? Something wrong with him? Back to you.
All right, so folks, you know, our people say you can force the goat to the river, but you cannot force the goat to drink. There are so many of our people, no disrespect to them. They have refused to be genuine to themselves, to be honest, and to follow through. We don't know it all, my people. But this thing is so simple. In the first place, if the president really wanted to do it, and he actually did it with sincerity, even though he's not in the country, this is different way it's working. I just feel, as a political analyst, somebody who did political science and did foreign policy in real time, and at least had the opportunity to work at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs for 8 years. It is unfortunate. In the first place, Nathaniel McGave had no business being to that place. That's the first thing. This issue of presidential pardon is the issue of law. And when we talk about the issue of law, in any democratic country, the first law we talk about is the constitution of that country. The second law we talk about is statute. Laws that are made by legislature and signed into law by president of that republic. The third one is case law. The Supreme Court opinion, including the United States of America. The Supreme Court opinion is considered a case law precedent. In most democratic countries, Supreme Court opinion or Supreme Court serves as the final arbiter of justice. If the Supreme Court opinion in the Samukai case is final arbiter of justice, they're done with it. You can't carry it to any other court within the territorial confinement of Liberia. It could go to ECOWAS court if there was any indication of human rights violation under the ECOWAS chapter, like the case of Kabina Jana. But from all indication, we see that there yet. We are now the legal minds. But if the president has the authority, which is no question about it, under Article 59 of the Liberian Constitution, we read to you from the inception of this conversation, to pardon anybody who is convicted of a crime. How come the president does not have the authority to let go the Senate, Liberian Senate presiding officer decision to declare the seat vacant? Illegal decision. So the president has the authority vested in him to pardon someone who was convicted of a crime by the High Court, the Supreme Court of Liberia. But that same president does not have the authority, according to Nathaniel McGay, the Minister of State and Presidential Affairs. That is the man that manages the president's daily activities and supposed to be speaking for him. He's supposed to be thinking like him. Whether that thinking is right or not, we don't know. But this not even supposed to be Nathaniel McGay work. This was supposed to be the Justice Minister work based on practice of law in most democratic countries, including the United States. In the first place, there's a breach of protocol. The president is supposed to be standing right there, and the Attorney General, in our case, or based on our practice in Liberia, the Justice Minister standing right by his side and then make that decision. Even before coming on camera, the President's office is supposed to work with the Minister of Justice to review the gravity and the severities of the crimes committed by each of those citizens who are to be pardoned as a result of our 200 years of existence celebration. Bicentennial. But you got somebody who had no understanding of any legal theory, who does not even pronounce the president, the word president, he call it president, is making legal decisions on behalf of our country. It is unfortunate. And sometimes when we talk about these things, people get angry. Like we're not inciting nobody. We're just giving you the hard truth. Especially those of us or some of our colleagues and our comrades, brothers and sisters, uncles, and some of them our former professors that live in this country the same way we live here, cracking in, cracking out. Went to school the same way we went to school here too. And they go to Liberia, they allow puppets, incompetent administrators to run the show. Article 59 of the Liberian Constitution 1986 was carved after the U.S. Constitution under Article 11, Section 2, presidential pardon. If you like it, go on Google and look it up. Go do that small research. Get yourself busy a little bit. Presidential pardon has no conjunction or conjunction, excuse me, my people. No conjunction, no may, no nothing. It's just a pardon. A pardon is pardon. You want to do it, you do it. You don't want to do it, you let it go. And that is the reasons why most competent presidents around the world, before they make that pronouncement, it made the Attorney General of that republic or Justice Minister of that republic has already done all the groundwork. They have reviewed all the emails, whoever in jail, somebody not in jail yet, they're supposed to be arrested. They review based on case-by-case analysis and make accurate, comprehensive report to the President of the Republic of Liberia or that country. And doing that pronouncement, the Minister of Justice, that's our own nomenclature for Attorney General, okay? Supposed to be standing by the side of the President. Because the Minister of Justice is the number one, the highest law enforcement officer of our country. The Minister of Justice represents the Republic of Liberia and outside of the Republic when it comes to law. If somebody is supposed to be extradited from Liberia, the president not coming to court here in America. The chief of staff, Nathaniel McGay, or the minister of state not coming here to represent the government. It is the minister of justice. And the minister of justice could actually designate somebody, but in this case, it doesn't even happen. The minister of justice must appear. And somebody probably want to argue, what about the Solicitor General? No, Solicitor General is a courtroom lawyer on behalf of the government. You hear the word solicitor, right? To go to court. And then their story. So, my people, this is another blunder. You will come back on the show and let us know that the president office blunder big time as a result of incompetent leadership. I am so positive though, and I must admit, just the thought with all the political maneuvering under this thing, the case emanated from the lower court as a criminal case. It go to Supreme Court reverse criminal case into a civil case with a condition. Pay the money for 3 of you, even though they didn't say it that way. They said there was a disability, right? You stole money, you need to pay. They didn't tell Samukai, say pay your share. They say pay the money. When you pay the money, 50% of that money, your disability drop. Samukai and his legal team, his supporter, they all thought that was the case. Let's pay our main share. They pay the 50%. Supreme Court said nothing. His lawyer point for building information to know what was going on. They delay only to go low and say, my man, 6 months already passed. 6 months we gave you, going to 1 year. The whole case been 1 year. Bam, you going to jail. When we go low, letter that was written by Minister of Justice, the Attorney General of the Republic of Liberia, if I'm not mistaken, March last year, it came out, they feed them. When we go low, bang, CDC Judge Weah Senate, boom, illegal declaration of Samukai Baker. Few days later, the president come out with pardon. In his absence, he's not even in the country. I think the president has good intention. But the people that are working with the president, I think they all need to go for further administrative training to know their job better. This is not Nathaniel McGay function in the first place. There's a breach of protocol. That's another issue. There is also misinterpretation of Article 59 by Nathaniel McGay answering questions. And there is also misinterpretation of the president's actual intention when it comes to the pardon. Comparing Article 59 of the 1986 Constitution with the statement from the president's office, and also presidential state minister.
Can you hear me?
Answers to some of those questions.
I'm hearing you, but
I'll be back to you.
Okay.
Let's get our caller.
Caller, what is your name and where are you calling us from?
My name is Dennis and I'm calling from Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona.
Arizona, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I think we should be reasonable over here. It's like we got too much going on, and based on everything we always hear from our president, we got to maintain our peace, right? We got to maintain peace in our country. But if you kind of look at it, I mean, how you call it? If President Weah want us to maintain peace, you know, he gotta be a reasonable person. He gotta try to, you know, reconcile with whatsoever. Hello?
Yeah, you live. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's a noise in the background. But yeah, my question here, I'm gonna just make it short. My question here is, for the past president, we have been in position. I mean, have he identified any corrupt or government workup corrupt government worker within his administration? Have he identified any corrupt government worker within his administration?
But the topic here tonight is not about government. It's not about corruption. It's not.
Yeah.
It's about executive pattern. It's about
Oh,
executive
okay.
pattern. So it's not about corruption
Oh,
issue. It's about executive pattern. Thank you.
oh, okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't look at the article when I just called. I'm driving right now. That's
Okay.
why. But
Okay.
I was trying to just give my input.
Okay.
But I appreciate it. Thanks.
Okay.
I'm gonna look at it and come up.
Keep your call coming out on 215-824-8124 or 267-938-2801. That's the reason why I said that the president may have a good intention. That's the reason why I said we should wait. We should not just conclude. We should wait. Let's take another caller. Caller, what is your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Mr. Mo. How are you, sir? Can you hear me?
Yeah, Mr. Mo, how you doing?
I'm doing great, great. I wanted to say thank you to you and Brother Francis for the show.
Caller, coming to you. Just hold on with us.
And what it says, it is unfortunate that our country, the way it's been run, and many people do not read the Constitution, and people were celebrating for what was said today by Honorable McGill. And I would just say this is that I feel sad for our country because Liberia is on a time bomb. Many people may not understand what I'm trying to say, but Liberia is on a time bomb. And the only thing we should pray for is that when we go to election 2023 and George Weah do not win the election, he shouldn't rig the election, because everyone in Liberia, all they're waiting for is for the election, because he's not going to win. So all what we see going on, playing tricks with Brownie Samukai, playing trick with Lofa, doing what he's doing, the Liberian people are fed up. Their minds are made up. They don't want to demonstrate. They don't want to get into the street. They're just waiting for election. Okay. But if he play with the election result, if he is carried away and he play with the election result and think about rigging it, I feel bad for the country, because it's going to go up in flame. It's going to go up in flame. Thank you very much, and you're carrying on the show.
Thank you. Bro Rufus, how you doing?
I'm good, my brother. How you doing there?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Go ahead.
Thank you so much. I just want to make a little contribution to the topic under discussion tonight. My brother, it is indeed frustrating to see the whole country going the way it goes. AB and my brother Francis, the word incompetency is a dangerous word. If you don't know anything, you pretend to know it. It's that more especially on the national scene. We have told people for time to time, Georgia government is a first to Liberia. Let's go back to the Bible. The Israelites posed God to get a Saul. And let's look at Saul redeemed in Israel until when God was tired. Because children of Israel cry on God, they cry. The God now gathered to David to come and rule Israel. That's the same we do having that government. The government is a first to Liberia. It's not a government. It's a complete curse. We will say it, and we will say it, we will continue to say it. It's a complete curse. Look at somebody like Nathaniel McGill. Nathaniel McGill, I don't know which school you went to. You don't know anything.
Nathaniel McGill went to UL.
I mean, that's
He is a graduate of the golden class.
What kind of voting class, my brother? That's not different. That name, my first time hearing that name. Let me tell you, my first time hearing that name, I thought I was Zogo. I thought I was Zogo speaking.
All right, okay.
On a serious note,
Okay.
yeah, I thought I was Zogo speaking.
Okay,
yeah,
thank you. Kora, what is your name and where are you calling on from?
Are you talking to the 405 number?
Yeah, 7776.
Yeah, AB, this is Charles A. Barkley calling from Norman, Oklahoma.
Go ahead, Mr. Charles.
You know, let me be very frank with you, AB. Liberia made a big mistake to start the election with Helen Johnson Sirleaf. You know, when the boys came to power, they were not really prepared for power. But then, the removal of Kabina Janneh was the first test of our judicial system. And let me guarantee you, Kabina Janneh removal was fear of Helen Johnson Sirleaf being prosecuted because their intention was to have control over the court. Because according to our constitution, the Supreme Court is the court of last resort. And then our opposition brothers in Capitol building did not do well for the opposition. For them to sit in that house and vote against Janneh, that was one of the biggest mistakes ever in the opposition history.
Because they give them money, and that's why they're going to pay the price.
The court does not answer political questions. Kabina Janneh removal was the fear that the result of 2017 election will not be favorable to CDC. It would have brought problems for Helen Johnson Sirleaf and her family. So they did everything they could. I used to see, when that process was going on, I used to see Thomas Fala, Akaras Gray, Solomon George. They used to be driving, going to Selly Hall almost every evening.
But so are you saying that President Weah never acted right, but although the presidential pardon was interpreted differently, but Nathaniel Folomage in quoting Article 59, we shall know that was actually misquoted biblically.
AB, let me tell you this. There is nothing in political mistake.
Oh, okay.
It is intentional.
Oh, okay.
I'm serious. One, there is something they call appeasement. Weah wants to appease the people of Lofa. At the same time, he had an aim, an objective for Lofa County. Brownie Samukai's seat, CDC wants to prove beyond all reasonable doubt that since they have lost control over Lofa, over Monserrado County, Lofa is their next target. If they can take deep portion of the population from Lofa against JMB, that is what they're targeting. There are two individuals that got going to Lofa County right now that want to run for those 2 seats. Thomas Fala and Jefferson Koji. They want those 2 seats to prove a point. I'm going to say it one more time. The constitution was not misinterpreted. It was intentional. These boys know exactly what they are doing.
But if so it was intentional, then the Ministry of Justice need to come out and clarify because in starting that Brandon Samukai should liaise with Ministry of Justice for them to be able to pay the money, and then he is saying again that the Finance Ministry should be able to make a report in paying back the money.
Okay, let's go back to this. Abraham, that money was not stolen by Samukai. There were no money stolen from Defense Ministry.
We all know that.
That money was authorized by former President Helen Johnson Sirleaf, which made an obligation of AFL.
We all know that.
To go to AU. She authorized Samukai. This is political. Because Samukai refused to join CDC and run on CDC ticket in 2017, this is what we are today. This is a man of impeccable record and clean character that have contributed his whole life from Amos Sawyer Day until today we are speaking. You understand me? These boys, they are making mistake to understand that one day they're going to be out of power and their day going to come. Their days are going to come. All these things you see going on here, CDC will be very, very much indeed victimized in their own dealings. In their own dealing, we saw MPFL came, MPFL left. NPP came, NPP left. NDP came, they left. Before you plant a new mat, AB, you must sit on the old mat first.
Yeah.
You understand me? These boys know exactly what they are doing. Okay?
All right. Thank you.
Okay, B. Yes.
Keep your call coming out on 215-824-8124 or 267-938-2801. That is the number to call. Well, me and my brother, we have said ours. I have left with you now for you to call, for you to make your point. Well, I have said that the president may have good intention. That the president may have a good intentions for our country, for the people. But his surrounding, Mele Natana follow Mage, who does not understand the law, is a big trouble. Back to you, my friend, brother.
You see, let me tell you something. The president need to be careful with them. When Samuel Doe was sitting on the floor at the mercy of Prince Johnson.
Yeah, hold on.
Let me just end my thought quickly. At the mercy of Prince Johnson, all of the crime people that were telling him we will fight back. When two elephants fight, the grass will suffer. They were not there.
They ran away.
The president needs to be extremely careful with these people, including Ellie Johnson Sally. Let me tell you something. The caller that just left said something and got me to get mine whatsoever. All this thing going on with Samukai, it is because of Ellie Johnson Sally resentment and dislike about Joseph Boakai. And you know, maybe Joseph Boakai got the huge, formidable, undoubting, genuine DNA of a true Lothian. Whatever happened between JNB and Ellie Johnson Sally during their term as president and vice president, we don't know it. Only two people can give her the information. She, Ellie, or JNB, Joseph Nyuma Boakai. Only these two people can give her the information. This woman hated Joe Boakai so bad to a point where if you go speak to Joe Boakai, she will not talk to you. And she do it in the real professional, demonic, and evil manner. JNB had done almost everything humanly possible behind the scene and openly at the level of Unity Party. You know who suggested for Wemope to leave the party, to be expelled? It was Ellie Johnson Sally. When they had that kangaroo arrangement and she went there, the first thing she said, the party leadership must be changed. What made the woman so powerful in the country? I don't know it. And in less than no time, the United Party under Joseph Boakai watch as standard bearer, they expelled Wemope. Thinking that she could come back to support the party. But this is the area where people need to be genuine, people need to be honest and sincere with what they do every day. My brother, hunger and hard time will always be there, but there will be time for good time too. Joseph Boakai, ambassador, and the rest of the Unity Party people, I said it on one of the platforms in Philadelphia. Ellen Johnson Sally was sitting president. She did not support Joseph Boakai to become president. When she is not president, you Unity Party, you think she will help you? The answer is no. Lofa Kante Mendekwama project, road project, we were not born when that project got formulated during turbo time. Okay? Ellie did not call her own sitting vice president to break ground. Even the ground was just done for political reason. She called Josh Weah, on camera in the open to break ground for Lofa County Road. Somebody who is your vice president, for God in heaven's sake, is running for president. You can't campaign for them. You can't make any public statement for them. But not only that, you're trying to dump the podium under the bus. That woman is demon. She's a total political Machiavelli. It is hatred. Because Ellen Johnson Sally told George Weah, I get directed to Samukai to spend that money for AFL to take opportunity of United Nations peacekeeping mission in Mali.
And
incoming government and outgoing government, they had that conversation. But the precondition was, join the CDC, do not support your brother Joseph Boakai. And my people, sometimes we Tulsa and Tulsa. Those of us that live right in America here, former Governor Andrew Cuomo had trouble, political trouble too. Because few women say, oh, he did. Okay, that's fine. That's a lawyer. It was not a criminal offense. It was civil, according to the Attorney General of New York. Chris Cuomo, CNN anchor, one of the most talked about guys, decided to help his brother morally. And he actually requested for, how do I call it? Leave, time off, let me call it that way, to go and identify with his brother. Because of Republican, Democratic politics.
Because Chris Cuomo is a lawyer too. You know that, right?
Yeah, he's a lawyer, yeah. You know, CNN decided to fire the guy. The guy said, okay, this is not how I thought I could leave this network. But you know why? I would take family over my job. For God in heaven's sake, anyone Samukai to move from behind his kissy brother, first cousin, to join the crewman, just because he said he can't do it, then he have a problem, you go to jail. This is massive hatred against somebody that serve you as defense minister, sincere defense minister, who acted as president for multiple times. For God in heaven's sake, you don't have heart. You born 4 children in your life. They are all boys, and you decide to mastermind this political stuff to get Samukai to jail, to defund and to conflict and humiliate his character and his family, just because he decided not to go to CDC.
Thank you.
This is shameful for our country.
Thank you.
It is shameful for our country.
Samuel, go ahead. Yes.
How you guys doing, man?
We're doing quite okay.
Okay. You know, I listened to Serena Seaford yesterday. And hang on, let me take the things from her Bluetooth, please. Give me 1 second. Can you hear me now, Eddie?
Yeah, you're much more better right now.
Okay. So, like I was saying, how you call it?
You said Serena Seaford.
Serena Seaford explained what President Weah did yesterday. And Serena Seaford, he called on one of those shows, I think OKSN or something. And he explained that what was given to Bernie Samukai was in the pardon. It was a presidential, I think, clemency or something, for Bernie Samukai to not go to jail.
But they use Article 59. They use Article 59 in the press statement.
Yes, they use Article 59, but I think part of Article 59 talks about pardon and clemency, where the president can grant you clemency on certain parts, and the rest of the punishment, let me say, maybe going to jail, maybe he might waive one part of the sentence, and then the rest of it you have to.
Maybe just quick information. The Constitution, just quick information.
That was what he said. And Bernie Samukai said something yesterday. He said there's a possibility.
Sam, I want you for you to hold on, for you to put your phone on mute, and then listen to my co-host, let him, and he said that he have a statement to make. So let him make that statement, please.
I just want to read the Constitution so he can be guarded. Are you there, sir? You want to make sure he muted?
Listen to you.
Say Article 59, presidential pardon. You got no clemency, no nothing there. It's pardon. Just listen, let me read it line by line. The president may remit any public forfeiture and penalties, suspend any fines and sentence, grant reprieves and pardons, and restore civil rights after conviction for all public offenses except impeachment.
Okay. Sam, go ahead.
Now, if you compare this 59 and the statement read by Mr. McGill, it is in line, but there's a contradiction when you talk about stipulation for the men to do the banner settlement. So go ahead, sir.
President finish?
Yes.
Yes, there is no clemency there.
You see, the reason why I'm saying the president asked the justice minister to submit 500 names to him. And McGill went and made that statement. It might have been a mistake from their part, on the part of McGill or the president or someone, but the president never had any good intent, like you think the president had. Serena Seaforth came up and he explained, and my brother, when Serena Seaforth came and explained, and when he came out and explained it, he made a few comments. And the reason why I want to believe that was what they said, because I know Weah will not take that decision without Serena Seaforth, and they might have discussed it and planned it. McGill might have made a mistake during his press statement. Even Falcon yesterday was pointing out some area that they made a mistake, the press statement and stuff, all those things. But while I was giving the Brandon Samukai wasn't a pardon. Now, when the guy was explaining, he asked the journalist, he said, was time frame attached to it? The guy said no. He said that means every punishment can still be reinstated. He said that's number one. Number two, what was given to Brownie Samukai does not give him any right to get back all his civil liberty. It only gave him the privilege of not going to jail, but the money has to be restituted. And when he goes to meet the justice minister, I think 25% of that money has to be upfront, and then the rest can be negotiated. So there were questions I asked myself again. Is this not another trick to get Brownie Samukai to pay another money in the form of giving him freedom, and then they keep pressurizing him from the back? Is this not another trick for Weah to pretend like he's showing the Lufians love, but at the back he's stabbing them? And my $1 million question goes to the president. You know, Ebi, the poor God, there's a saying in Gisi that says, you know, normally when you take worm, we normally take it with broomstick, right?
Yes.
The poor God our parable in Gisi that when you take the broomstick with the worm, when you throw in it, make sure you throw that broomstick behind that worm. Don't hold that broomstick back. For the fact you hold it back, you still got something that worm touch. A president, we are wanted to grant pardon to the Lufian and not Brownie Samukai. He should have done it. He should have thrown some and hold some back. President Weah is making complete mockery out of the Lufian. But like the brothers, like one of the callers said, the thing President Weah forget to know, and his officials are sitting that they're not paying attention. The same rope the power tapper used to go up to get the one, that the same rope he will use to count down. He's not using different rope to count down. The reason why I'm saying this, AB, the same law President we are using today to prosecute other people, that the same law that we use to prosecute the McGill, the 12, he himself, the NEC boss that have been found guilty for nepotism, the agriculture minister that have been found for nepotism. So the location know that what President Weah did is a form of de-escalation, to de-escalate tension, that the thing is in Lofa. Because the rumors going around, Brownie Samukai going to bring rebel, Brownie Samukai going to retaliate, I mean, he's going to come back to retaliate, Brownie Samukai will do this, and blah, blah, blah. Now, another question I asked myself, what Judge Weah did yesterday, was he forced to do it? Was this one of the demands put forth by the UN delegation that's in Liberia? Or is he trying to score political points like he always say, I do not have political prisoner? Is he trying to do this just to make that point clear that I'm not willing to put any political prisoner, to have any political prisoner behind bars? Is this the trick? But the Liberian people need to honor saying that, President, we are just make another mockery of the Lufian. And if anybody celebrating this, my brother, you're making fun of yourself. This is no use. It is absolutely no use to the Lufian. It is absolutely no use to the country. But because everybody went and begged Weah, the Lufian chief begged him. Samukai went and met him. Other people met him. They refused to allow Brownie Samukai to take a seat. He refused to pardon Brownie Samukai. Did you take notice, AB, when Brownie Samukai's seat was being declared vacant, it did not go on the Senate floor. Chair just declared it by himself in a hurry, and few days after, they declared clemency. These guys, like the previous caller said, they know exactly what they're doing. But the only thing I tell the president, we are his people. The same rope the power tapper used to go up to get the wine, he will use that same rope to count down. He's not using different rope. The same law, constitution they are using today, someone else will use it on them to come down that ladder. Thanks for the time, AB.
Thank you. Kora, what is your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, AB, my name is Amos T. I'm calling from Washington, D.C.
Amos, go ahead.
I used to call on your show before you moved to
Minnesota,
and I just got a number. But one thing I want for the CDC-led government to know is that what the caller just said, the rope you use to haul monkey, that's the same rope that haul baboon. I was in the Secret Service before coming to America.
Really?
Yes.
Secret Service during what time?
During my time.
Okay.
Up to Joshua time.
Okay. They gave us more juice.
So, if this CDC-led government talking about fighting corruption and using people, political witch hunting people, and they say they're fighting corruption, they should think that tomorrow they will not be in power forever. They will not stay in power forever. People that Nathan Mageda were living in a swamp, I can say in a basket, that he in the front was sharing an apartment. Now he the one talking about corruption today. Okay, if they knew that Brownie Samukai was corrupt, what did they allow him to register through the election commission? That's number one. Number two, what was Nathan Mageda when the military put roadblock protesting? When George Weah spoke that he was going to pay this money. Now today he's not going to pay the money. And this money never went in Brownie Samukai's pocket. It was money that he consulted Eddie at that time. I'm very close to the defense minister personally, and I'm very close to the chief of staff. They all know. So are they afraid of George Weah that nobody understands to speak the truth? They try to tarnish their reputation. Somebody that served for 12 years as a defense minister. Today, George Weah can be leaving the country and turn the country over to the minister of state. Him, Nathan Mageda. But Eddie Justice will be leaving Liberia, traveling when we was to travel with Manaseri. Brownie Samukai will serve as president until Manaseri returned to the country. He did betray her. And George Weah know. Nathan Mageda know. What a witch hunting this man for. What they trying to tarnish their reputation for. And the military, many of them have went on air and told the people that this man used the money on the people that were on the peacekeeping, only because for Liberia to be represented. Our military were not equipped. Some of them uniform were looking at the police uniform that the sun had changed the color. And they just suffering this man like this. only because he close to Joseph Baga and just depressing him, but they should think about tomorrow. That's the same mentality Chattanooga government have. They thought the government are not going to finish. Or we're not going to come to an
today,
end.
why are they?
Today, why are Chattanooga people? So, maybe that's all I got to say. For the chief of staff of the military president, and Samukai know that Judge Weah hurt his feeling. They shouldn't be afraid of Judge Weah to speak the truth. It's just what happened before Amos Sawyer died. If Amos Sawyer was never going to go on air to clear the air about all that rumor about Joseph Baga, he was going to die. They were going to haunt him during the election, during this coming 2023 election. So the chief of staff stay alive. The defense minister, president defense minister stay alive.
But they went to court. The defense minister went to court with the current defense minister went to court along with Prince Johnson, the chief of staff, along with that lady. They went to court along with there's a guy that to Minister of Finance that used to be in soup one point in time. That's what we'll call his son. I call him.
That's Samara Wolokoli.
Samara Wolokoli. They went to court along with Samara Wolokoli. Samara Wolokoli went to represent Minister of Finance for him to be able to say there is a money. The full budget that was passed, there was a money in our full budget about that AFL money.
They say they put it there for national security
reasons. That's why you see Kolba always on his back. He was nowhere. He was nobody. All that dupless and thing that he put it down on the old road. Trust me. We're going to use it as government ministry. Government not going to rent building with all the money that the government keep crediting, borrowing, and then putting dupless down. We're going to use it as a ministerial building.
Thank you.
You think the government going to rent building the next election or next government? No. So CDC doing well for the next government.
Thank you.
Because our children going to pay for the money they are using right now. And Liberian people fail to honor. I mean, I can feel so sad that Liberian, the youth in the country, people can just give them little or nothing. They call themselves Badoka. That's why I got to stop.
Thank you. My friend, bro, back to you so that we can be able to close.
Yeah, you know, the new escape for, corruption, taking public money, seditions in government that's stealing money. They say, oh, but you know what? All right, we're not taking it out of the country. We're doing it right here. You know why? Because George Weah played football for about 19 to 20 years or more. They didn't do anything significant. He became president. In less than 90 days, he got a private jet. He demolished his homes and rebuilt them and went to Baptist Seminary and bought their land and put duplex on it. So the fact that the papa doing it right here, we can take it to and do it right. But let me give you Google definition. When you take something that is not for you, it's stealing. It doesn't matter where you carry it or how you use it. As long as you take it from what it should be used for and you use it for your personal satisfaction, your personal purpose, that's corruption. Regrettably, Samukai was told by his former boss to take this money to use it on AFL to be deployed and government pay back. Because every small country in Africa, for the most part, will want their military to form part of the United Nations peacekeeping mission. Number one is exposure. Number two is human capacity building. Number three is economics. When you get your local soldier from part of the United Nations, they get trained well, their morale goes up, their economic status also increase because even our ordinary people, ordinary Liberians or other ordinary citizens that work for United Nations pay them more than their local government or their local private companies in their home country. How can somebody do that? For God in heaven's sake, after we went through war, successive government, AFL got almost disbandoned, not abandoned, discredited. They tend to beg us on the street of Monrovia. They could not even have equipment before they would have uniforms. People that love the service, Chancellor replaced them with Demon Forces, ATU, and SOD, SSS. Where are they today? Samukai, with all of what we know, he's the one that took that institution from scratch to where we are today. Madam Sadi used Samukai consistently as acting president in consultation with the vice president of the Republic of Liberia, which was also another breach of our administrative political system. The Constitution, I'm not giving you that article, but I will tell you, there's a reason for that. The Constitution of the Republic of Liberia 1986 states that the presidential candidate and the vice presidential candidate cannot come from the same county. There's a reason for that. We'll talk about the reason another night. Okay? The vice president at the time, Joseph Nyuma Boakai from Lofa County, the defense minister, one of the most powerful ministers in our country, comes from Lofa County. Okay? The president traveling abroad, leaving another Lofa man who is also very powerful in terms of the rank and position, Brandon Samukai, the president, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, former president, will appoint Brandon Samukai as acting president in consultation with his uncle, Joseph Nyuma Boakai. You see that kind of confidence? That was explicit confidence. And you know why? I know Lofa people, we are down to earth people. We still see Joseph Boakai forcing himself on Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. You know, there are a lot of us who believe in the Bible, some of us believe in the Quran, we believe in the religious something. You know, when people do you wrong, you must do them good. And I think from all indications, Joe Boakai is doing just that, secretly and publicly. I don't think anyone to see the ground that Joe Boakai working on, for whatever reason. I don't know, it is because he decided not to resign from politics after their tenure, or it's something different we don't know. Because the whole Samukai story is all about do not support your uncle. Don't support him. We served 12 years, he need to go home because I'm already home. But you see, we should not be discussing where we felt. We should be discussing where we slept.
Where we stomp our toes.
Where we stomp our throat. It's not good. It never worked for us before. It's not going to work for us. Our presidential leadership need to lead us better. They need to lead by example today and tomorrow. This is not good for our country. Hopefully, we are hoping, I still feel, and I'm not putting any maybe to it. I'm not putting any conjunction to it until the reason is giving me to put conjunction to the president thought to pardon Samukai under Article 59 I still feel the president has a good thought, a good thinking in the name of peace and reconciliation he talked about in that statement. Minister McGay misrepresentation and misinterpretation of the president's intention, that will be discussed behind the scene among them. But we want to thank the president for that thinking. We want to say big thank you to President George Opomane Weah for thinking about pardoning Minister Samukai, who served our country with sincerity, integrity, and honesty, that trained and advocated for the very soldiers that President Weah, is depending on today beside his God. Even though he said he get 1 drum of holy oil, until he leave the presidency, that holy oil going to be with him. We agree though. But you know how many people have holy oil? You know how many leaders have things that you think you don't have or you think that you got? Toba was a birthday preacher at the executive mansion. Many people speculated Toba had a stake that whenever he took that, he would get missing. But how come he didn't get missing from the coup? How come he didn't get missing from the coup? We don't know. They say Doe had Burkina Faso in his pocket. He had the crown medicine in his pocket. He had ring on his toes from Mali. All that stuff there. He disappeared before when Krampa came. In and out. Everything we do, human beings, especially Africans. The Bible said it, the Quran said, there will always be a quarter point. And has always been a quarter point. And today, there is a quarter point for all of us. Whatever we do in the dark, it will show up one of these days.
Yeah.
You cannot plant coconut
Sweat for you to buy orange.
and get oranges out of it. They say when the rest, if you will have a good harvest, the germination of your rest will tell you exactly you have a good harvest that day.
Yeah.
But from the basis of biblical quotation, let me tell you something. Whatever we plant or while we sow, it is what we're going to get out of it.
Thank you.
You can use whatever theory you got. You can use the last Machiavellian theory. You can use the Jean Jones Rousseau theory. The question is, how long are you going to do it? If people like Samukai, if people like Toba can go today, someone who was slaughtered by incompetent Bawusoyas, I'm speaking in colloquial right now, Bawusoyas, group of people that led the country for over 100 years. They never thought of that because they were not reading the history around Africa. They felt so comfortable, relaxed. Bawusoyas, they took their power from them. It was like a dream, but it became a reality when they saw themselves. Ghanaian people call it Pisui in Dapos. And they were shot, AK-47, in the open on camera. They led the country for 135 years. From 1822 all the way to 1980. I'm not counting 1847. From 1822 to 1980. The group of people that were marginalized, the indigenous, they represent our that time. Country woman born soldier, Congo woman born role. What happened? That devastation that they talk about 1980, when they took over, they triple it. They triple it. Another group of people came because of the sin behaviors, unacceptable political behavior. What happened to Samuel Doe? We know the story. We give it to you last night, right? That group, the other man is in jail there, the other man is sitting in the Senate. Another night for that discussion. We are doing what we are doing so that we can have a better place to live. So Liberia can be a better place. From the biblical standpoint, human being is the most complex creature God ever created. Ask Dallo Delon, he will quote the Bible verse for you. We got bigger issues. AB, can you imagine? Kenya is speaking at the level of United Nations based on this military tension between United States, their allies, and Russia on the issue of Ukraine. Kenyan ambassador spoke and people listened to him. That military intervention and tension is a lifestyle of yesterday, not today. Diplomacy and consultation and mediation is the best way forward. We have a country today, we have a leadership today that does not even care about having somebody from Liberia to represent at the United Nations. And you think cutting a shot. We have a leadership in our country that is so much incompetent, unready, insincere, dishonest to the core that we have never seen in our political history, that don't care about the bigger issues. Those issues that will ultimately benefit Liberian people. Reducing unemployment, talking about foreign investment. They ain't talking about that, but they are following petty, just because of jealousy. Look at University of Liberia. You got no plan for education. You say higher education, college education, it's free. Now the teachers can't get their pay. No blueprint. You want to build a house, you don't have a foundation? How you roof it? We got a minister of foreign affairs that's supposed to be representing us out. So let's repeat. Our senators confirming because they gave them 7G. Our senators went and allowed a kangaroo convention of people that spoke in chamber guaranteed by the Constitution under Article 41. We are celebrating 200 years of existence. This celebration is supposed to be participatory to bring the country together, to bring the people together, and to build cohesive Liberian society. This is our time. That statement is what got us to where we are. And President Weah, we love you. And we have no love for you, we won't be talking yet. We want you to change the direction. The way you score many goals when you were playing football that made you Africa best, Europe best, and world best. Whatever technique you put in place, you are now our political man #1 in our country based on our system. You are the first-class citizen based on our system. You need to change the directions of our country. The steering is not being focused very well. People thought other people were untouchable yesterday. Today, they ain't got grave. If you think what we're saying, we making sense, okay, that's fine. When the time comes, he will know. And he will feel it. Mr. Kamara, back to you.
You know, that is the reason why we are called the Abraka Talk Show. Because we have to listen. We have to listen. We will not come here to give you information that we don't have complete control over. And because of the information that is training in our country, that is why that this media was established for. Like my co-host said, if we don't like the president, we will not be here. If we don't like the Liberian people, we will not be here. Every one of us will go make our free money. But I strongly believe that the president will come back to look at that press statement and the Nathaniel Fallow Magate issue. That press statement was disjointed. That press statement was barbaric. That press statement came from the belly of the devil. So I strongly believe that the people presidents will come back and look at it and make the necessary corrections. Maybe it is a United Nations delegation that went there. Who knows? Who knows whether it is the United Nations, the USA delegation that went there that they decided to advise the president. Who knows? But there was a press statement that was just issued by the Senate pro tempore. I have not listened to it. I will listen to it and we'll come back to you tomorrow. What must we do? We want to thank every one of you guys. If you are not subscribed yet to our YouTube channel, please go there and do so. Please go on our YouTube channel. It is Mzee Abraham. Please go there and subscribe so that when we come on, so you can be able to receive notifications. Because here, we ourselves too, Liberia is our business. Because the peasants, the Berabasara children are dangling in poverty. It helped us too. Francis?
Yes, sir.
Back to you for your commercial.
All right, folks. Small business talk, okay? We're trying to grow here too. America is a land of the free and the brave. In the midst of that, there are a lot of opportunities here. It depends what you want. So we're trying to tap into it, okay? So we got our own small immigrant business we're running here. Besides the thing we're doing here. So actually there are 3 jobs. Regular job, part-time, and political advocacies, right? So folks, all right, let me go to small business. KMC, again, Kangoma Multi-Services Consulting, LLC, okay? If you want to file for your mom, your pa, your children, your husband, your wife, you want to invite somebody to come to America on visiting visa, or fiancé visa, whatever that is, we are specialized in that area. Affordable and quality family-based immigration services. We are also licensed to do life insurance and auto insurance referral, and we help our community members with no contested divorce. If you and somebody came to America, or you're made in America, and situation not working, it's not working out for whatever reason, we are not interested in that one. We're helping everybody across the 50 states. Just let us know. You don't need to see us. If you want to see us, you can actually come. We sit down, we talk it. Then we put the paperwork in, and it is done by law. And you can go and find another jolly of your choice. And that, hey, you get children, you take care of them. You ain't got no child, make it better. All right? So our numbers are 267-648. I'm going too fast again. I'm sorry. 267-648-8012. 267-648-8012. 701-620-7009. 701-620-7009. On my closing, I want to say thank you plenty to all of you and my host for following us and for allowing me to form part of this team. But all I kind of got to say tonight, 3 words. Liberia business, the way our government have been running our country, government, let me put S to it, from yesterday to today, time will tell. Thank you plenty.
Thank you. I will let to leave you. Oh, see you tomorrow. We'll see you. Bye-bye.